All right. So today, as Chris said, we are here to talk about. We've been working remote for some time now, and we now know more than ever how much we need to digitize. So this is an attempt to help you think through some of those things. There are a lot of things you can do for your digitization, but there are few that have a bigger impact at a much lower cost. Now, of course, digitization, what you need to do depends on your industry as well, but we'll try and cover common points so that most of you can get value out of this. My name is Tanveer Walia, and I'm a vice president at Deskera. I take care of sales and business development along with my other colleagues who are also in this call. And in the next half an hour, we'll try to make digital solutions simple for you. Okay, so just to overall lay out what we are doing today. In the realm of digitization, we'll talk about the 4 or 5 things. One is, how do you manage your business from anywhere, right? And you've been experiencing the pains of managing your business remotely. So we'll go and talk about that. Cash flows, I don't need to emphasize why cash flows are important during the COVID period, but we'll see what you can do to improve your cash flows. What are the simple steps you can take and what tools you can use. We'll talk about how to make your remote teams productive, what tools you can use there, what it means, what does it mean, and most importantly, how do you digitally engage with your customers. Like there are, I'll show you a lot of stats on this, what customers are doing online, and we care about digital engagement a lot ourselves for our own business. So I'll share maybe some of those insights from that. Okay. So there is a meme that has been going around over the internet, all over Twitter and LinkedIn. Who led the digital transformation of your company? I can't poll right now, but I'm sure everyone knows the answer, and it's COVID-19, and it's so true now. Now, when you think about managing your business or running your business, there are only a few things that you need to have a pulse on, that you need to look at all the time. And in fact, you need answers to just these questions. What is my revenue? Number 1. What are my costs? Number 2. What is my profit and cash flows? Fourthly, I want to know how much money I have in the bank accounts. So a lot of SMEs have one bank account for payroll, one bank account for invoices, one bank account for purchases, etc. So you have to be able to make sure that what's in your books is also what your bank is showing, and all that is reconciled, firstly, and secondly, your cash positions. Fifth point is, you want to look at an overview of your sales transactions and invoices. And why this is important is because this is the sell part of your business. You're selling to somebody and you want to have a full overview over one dashboard, which tells you how many invoices have gone out, how many, what has been fulfilled, what is due, how many invoices are overdue, etc. So it gives you an overview of that. And on the buy side, it's overview of your purchase transactions, so that you know how much money you owe to others. And obviously, you need real-time answers to these questions now. It's moving that fast. The other thing that you need to really think about is the ability to truly work from a mobile device. Right now, almost all applications have a web a web software and a mobile software. All SaaS applications, but very few allow you to do everything from the mobile. Right, most of the applications, they offer a few features on the mobile, and those features are restricted. So you want to be working with a software where you can do everything on the mobile, and secondly, that whatever you do on the mobile is synced with your web. So if you're generating an invoice while you're on the field, through your mobile, people who are working on a desktop or on a laptop should be able to see those invoices, see those transactions synced on their device as well. Okay. Now, cash flow. I mean, we can keep doing this whole webinar on cash flow, and it's so much important, but I wanted to start by presenting to you some data, and then we get into what we can do about it. Now, this is a SBF National Survey. I am sure some of you even participated in this. Basically, 70% of you guys are saying that you're receiving late payments, and it is having moderate to high impact on your business. Now, again, this was late in 2019, so I'm sure this number is much higher now. You know, it would not be wrong to say it's almost reaching 80, 90%. And 1 in 4 businesses have late payments over 2 months. Now, when you think of your cash flows, the sell side is the most important side. Like that's what influences is more, because buy side is more in your control. You can decide when to pay to your suppliers, but you cannot influence. It's difficult to influence when you can receive your money. So to do that, you know, I would recommend 4 steps. Number 1 is, you know, using online invoicing and e-invoicing. And let me just try and explain the difference between online invoicing and e-invoicing. It is very, very important to understand this, more so because IMDA is pushing this a lot. There are excellent grants to adopt e-invoicing. I will talk about the grant later in the deck. But basically what e-invoicing allows you to do is it lets you send an invoice from your finance system or accounting system directly into your receiver's finance system or accounting system, irrespective of whether the 2 systems are the same. So, you know, let's say one is SAP, one is Deskera. You can, as long as both are e-invoicing capable, you can just send from one system to the other system. And the reason you can do that is because they are both talking to each other in the same language, which is the PEPAL format. Now, not getting into what is PEPAL format, just know that e-invoicing enables you to generate invoices and electronically send it over the internet directly into the accounting system. And it doesn't matter what accounting system the other person has, as long as it is e-invoicing capable. It is great if the 2 accounting systems are same, but all right, even if they are not the same company. The other way of sending online invoices is, of course, you know, you generate a PDF or a Word file and take a printout from your own accounting system. You scan it and you send it, right? That is still okay. You know, like you still want to be doing it online versus sending it over mail, but e-invoicing just takes it a leg up in terms of helping with your cash flows. Now, assuming that you have sent an online invoice, the second step that you can take to get paid faster is online payments. Now, how it is getting done in e-invoicing and online invoicing is that you can send a link to your customers and they can just click on that link and it takes you to a payment gateway or payment portal, and you can pay, accept money, rather than, you know, chasing people to send whatever checks or wire or whatever wire transfers. Okay, so I mean, I can share some data on this, but usually it's a 2x improvement if you're asking for money with a link. You know, so if you're getting it in whatever 50 days, you will get it in 25 days. If you allow the user, your supplier, to send it via online link. The third is set up automated invoicing reminders. Now, this you can only do, you know, if you have a good SaaS system. If it's very difficult to keep track of all your invoices, you know, let's say there are some 100 invoices due. Now you have to manually go and check and, you know, call people and tell them that payment is due, etc. These days systems are very capable of just sending reminders on their own, you know, so you can just set rules. 10 days before my invoice is due, please send a reminder. 5 days after the invoice is due, send a reminder you are late, etc., etc. Now that gentle nudge to your customer to pay again reduces the amount of invoices that are unpaid. So these are the few things, you know, use online invoicing, e-invoicing, add payments, set up reminders that you can do to get paid faster. The other big thing that, you know, even we are trying to influence is that you can do all this just on your mobile phone. So we are trying to give you the ability of generating an invoice and sending it via your mobile channels, you know, your WhatsApp or whatever messenger you use over your SMS message, so that it's easy for you to send it to, you know, your customers wherever they can access your invoice fast. So the mobile part, again, I will discuss later, and we'll show you something on that front as well. Now, on the cash flow side, again, the problem is pretty much universal. You can see across industries, there is a cash crunch, and it's high. Like if you see the numbers in the 30–40% range, this is high. And again, this is from the same SBF National Business Survey. So you can assume that these numbers where all the industries are facing credit crunch are even higher now. So it becomes even more important for you to pay attention to all these small details of making it more and more digital, making it more and easy for your customers to pay you either via mobile, either online or via online payments, etc. If you see the right side, it's pretty much what we've been talking about. This is what SMEs in Singapore are saying that they are concerned about. What are the top priorities? Revenue, costs, cash flow, and market share. Now, all these are pretty much in the realm of having a very good invoicing software and a very good marketing and CRM software. If you have these two sorted, then you can sort all these issues. You can tackle all these issues very, very effectively. Okay. Now, let us talk about collaboration and communication. There is this stat that you can see a 20 to 30% increase in productivity by using collaboration tools. But what I wanted to emphasize today was that collaboration is not just Zoom. It's a lot of people have just subscribed to Zoom and or Microsoft Teams and think this is what solves all their issues. Collaboration is much bigger. You have to have the ability to be working together online, to be sharing files online seamlessly, etc. And there are many tools that allow you to do that, and I've named a few. G Suite, Slack, Deskera allows you to do it via our own chat. So make use of that. And secondly, this is a great time to subscribe to these tools. Almost everyone is offering free collaboration tools, at least. Like, so there's no need for you to even spend money on this, and just go and experience how some of these tools can help you work better. So that's your internal customers. Now, moving to your external customers, and before I talk about the external customers, I want to just present a few stats to you. And these stats, guys, are very recent stats, and they show what is happening post-COVID. Okay, so this is not now we are in in the March April time frame already. So Hootsuite and VR Social, they keep doing all these internet usage surveys, and they find out a lot of things, and I'm just representing some relevant things to you. First thing is social media usage by age group has gone up significantly. These are people who are reporting spending much more time on social media now. 58% are saying 58% of 16 to 24 years old, 50% of 25 to 34-year-olds, they are using more social media now. And these trends are, I'm showing for social media, but these trends are pretty much same across the board for website visits, for people spending time on their mobile devices. There's another stat that I was just reading yesterday that 75% of mobile users are spending much more time, significantly more time than they used to spend on their mobile device earlier. So that further emphasizes the use of having a good mobile solution. Now let's look at the same data on social usage by country, and you can see Philippines is highest. 64% people in Philippines are spending much more time on social media than they were. In Singapore, it's close to 39–40%. Whichever way you cut the data, you start seeing that your customers are spending a lot of time on social media and on their mobile and on their digital devices. Now look at it from the industry point of view. This is some data on what is happening on the e-commerce web traffic. Again, this is global data. This is not specific to Asia Pacific, but it's not very different. In fact, if you see the the device usage and social data, it's even, the metrics are even higher for Southeast Asia. But I couldn't pull that data anywhere on post-COVID. So I'm just giving you what I have for the global data. So you can understandably see why supermarkets and retail are seeing, close to like off the charts jump on their web traffic. Media, telecom, home furnishings, healthcare, fashion, even banks and sports. The ones that are not are seeing a decline are, as expected, luxury items and tourism. So what this is telling you is that suddenly your customers have leapfrogged and they have started reaching you digitally. You have to think whether you are ready to meet them there, or you are still far behind, because this used to be a slower trend. Every year we are saying 7%, 8% single digit number increases in all of these, but now these are off the charts numbers. So this is just telling you that you don't have to think it at all. Now, looking at the same data from a different point of view, and this is the data from HubSpot. HubSpot has around 70,000 customers. It is a CRM and marketing software, and they this kind of aggregate the data on all their customers. So what you're seeing on the left side here is pretty much the marketing emails that are getting sent, and this is just around about the time when COVID hit. And you can see the amount of marketing emails that have been sent. How to read this chart is, if I was sending 100 marketing emails in this time frame, then I'm sending 30% more, maybe 130 now, 140 now. So this is the increase. It's not the absolute value, it's the increase. So there's a big increase in marketing emails, and secondly, there's a big increase in people opening the emails as well. So here is this blue line is people opening emails. Now, contrast with sales data. This is the increase in sales emails. So pretty much similar trend here, but see the number of people opening sales emails. It has gone down by 25%. So what it tells you is people are more than happy to get engaged and nurtured, along their buyer journeys. They are not ready to make the buying decision yet. But if you're not reaching them right now, when they will be ready, you will be really far behind. So you should be really, really focusing this time on this, even though the trend is slightly negative here. So yeah, so here's my, 2 cents and maybe some more points. I mean, we've seen this data across multiple points, but basically, since COVID, there is a big jump in people looking at digital channels to get nurtured. There's a big jump in after post COVID-19 in terms of lead nurturing. People are looking to be nurtured. Marketeers are also understanding these trends, and they know that now this is having a good tool to reach out to your customers is absolutely critical to your business. Now, I'm almost reaching to the end of my part. For all this, you have a lot of help from IMDA. You have the Stay Healthy, Go Digital initiative, which you should definitely look at. It has enhanced productivity solutions grant. The PSG, earlier you used to have a 70% grant, which has now gone to 80%. So using all solutions such as Deskera and other productivity solutions, you're now getting an 80% grant to use them. They have also included some advanced digital solutions to help you with your commerce and payments. I mean, I was showing you the web traffic and why that is important. I was showing you, how much time people are spending on both their digital devices and on social media and other digital mediums. So IMDA is giving you a lot of additional grants to set that up. And of course, then there's the e-invoicing registration grant, which is a very interesting grant. E-invoicing registration, as long as you register for e-invoicing, IMDA gives you a $200 grant. So you are actually getting paid to use e-invoicing. Okay, yeah, I mean, I talked about most of these, but yeah, these are some details on this. PSG increased from 7 to 80%. Advanced digital solutions, also 80% funding for advanced security solutions. B2B systems, which help you with your commerce and payments. And e-invoicing grant, which is a one-time $200 grant for connecting to the network. And I'm happy to share more on this if people want to learn more about these. Now, to make this all even sweeter for you, for people who are attending this webinar today, we are offering a free 5-user license for 1 year. Now, try and imagine this, like you're getting Deskera and IMDA is giving you $200 to use Deskera as long as you're using the e-invoicing feature. And we are offering both Deskera Books, Deskera Sales, Deskera Mobile, all solutions. Deskera Mobile is already free to download, but we are offering all of these free for 1 year. It's all synced at the backend. It allows you to do almost everything that I talked about in my presentation. And if you want to avail this offer, you can write to us at hello@deskera.com, or you can call us on this number. I will leave the details with Chris. You can get these from him as well, or feel free to reach out to anybody in Deskera. All right, with that, I'll pass it on to my colleague Sanjay, who will show you how you can use the system to do some of the things I talked about. I'm seeing some questions. Chris, should we take them now, or should we take them after the presentation?
Probably do them after Sanjay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Right, good morning, everyone. Let me just share my screen. I am sure you guys can see the screen. Chris, is my screen visible?
Yep, you're good. You're good.
Right. Okay. So as my colleague Tanveer mentioned, what you see on the screen is Deskera Books that we are offering free to all our members of CP who have joined us today. And if you see, we have one application is this, which we'll talk about, which we call as Deskera Books. And then there is another application we call Deskera Sales, which is typically a CRM. So what you can do is like, if there is a inquiry coming on your website, obviously you need to manage your sales team. And this is where this CRM comes into the picture. And what we offer is an all integrated solution. So we have multiple solutions here, right? So we have books, we have Deskera Sales, which I'm showing you right now. And we also have a mobile app. So as you can see on the dashboard, presently you have organization, you can mention your how many contacts, deal loss, deal won. So you have this dashboard, deal versus contact reports. What are the upcoming activities coming up? What are the contacts new added? What are the activities which are completed? Open and lost cases. Right? So you have the overall view of your whole business. Then you can go and define your deals. Right now, deals are your opportunities that you are tracking. Now, in the system, you can create your own pipelines, right? And depending on so here I have done a 4-stage pipeline. So inquiry, demo, price negotiation, and won or lost. I go and click on one particular deal, and here you can see that this was in stage 1 for 36 days, sitting on stage 1, then stage 2, stage 3. Presently, we are waiting for the finalization. So either it is won or it is lost. This is the deal overview, deal details, activities done for these deals. You can define all these activities here, right? So if your sales people, when they go out, obviously, they interact with the clients, they have a call, they have a meeting, you want to assign them tasks. They can enter all of that. And for the CEO or the top management, it becomes very easy to see overall what's happening in the company. Right? This is where this comes into the picture. You can also define, you can run a campaign, which my colleague talked about. So you want to run an EDM campaign, right? Mailing people, and you can add your own campaigns, right? Depending on what you want to send, right? So you have some offer in this difficult period, etc. You can just, and you can even design your campaigns. We already have some pre-specified templates for you to choose, right? You can add your own templates, and then you can blast it out, right? So this Deskera Sales is for your salespeople to manage the opportunities and for you to track it very, very closely. Now, once you have done that, then you can come back to the books. And this is where, like if you see this whole screen here, you can see, we have a whole sell process, buy process, pick, pack, ship means we handle inventory very well. You can define products, multiple warehouses. You have all kinds of reports that you need. We have bank integrations, whole accounting you could do. So if I go and, so first of all, let me just show you the dashboard, because then it gives you overall idea of, your sales and your purchases. You can toggle by, 6 months or monthly or yearly, you can just do like that. Right? And you got a P&L. So you get an overall view of the whole business. Then you go into sell and then buy. So as you can see, you got a quotation, you can have an invoice, right? Whatever invoices you have, you can see that, number, invoice, due date, total amount, have you fulfilled it or not, pending, have you received the payment or is it pending, right? And you can straight away get paid. And all these invoices, you can email it by the system, and or you can also send this invoice through e-invoicing, right, for which you get a $200 grant. Right? So you got a whole sell process. Similarly, you got a whole buy process, right? So you can issue PO, you can create inter-purchase invoices, you get paid, you can track your inventory, and you can just go and create a new order on a new bill, right? Since time is limited, I won't go into the details, but I just wanted to have you an idea. Then we can go into Q&A. You can define your banks. Now, our banks, we have integrated our software with SaltEdge. So you all the 500 banks, it is all connected, right? So you can connect your banks. So either UOB, DBS, or POSB, or PayPal, it's all connected to our software, and you can even do automatic bank reconciliation. Right? Whole accounting you can do. So even if you outsource your accounting to your auditor or to certain agencies, you can give them a username and password, and they can do your accounting here. Then you have all kinds of reports. So you got GST Form 5, P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, etc. Right? You can just click on the GST Form 5 and you can get your complete GST Form 5 like this. Right? So this Deskera Books covers your sale, purchase, inventory, your whole accounting, banks, GST, right? So you don't need to worry about anything else. Now, along with that, we also offer a mobile app, which is called as Desk. So if you see this, let me just show it to you on my screen. So as you can see, there is a GPS-based attendance tracker. There is an expense claim tracking. I have this invoice, and this is completely synced with the backend. So I have this particular invoice, right? And this invoice I want to see on my system. And I may want to, kind of a WhatsApp people. So I can just click here, other action, right? And I can just, you can integrate it with your WhatsApp. You can, send through email or whatever. So let's say I send to this guy, Jeff, and you can see the invoice like this. Right? So you are completely mobile. You want to work from home. You are in the field. You have the whole data on your fingertips. You can check the last 3 months. You can check current month. You can create a new invoice if you want to. Right? You can do a barcode scanner also there. And similarly, you can pull out all the reports. So you have chart of account, journal entry, P&L, etc. All you can do, right? So I want to see my P&L. I can see my P&L like this. I want to see my expenses. I can just see my expenses like this, right? Even I can maintain multiple companies. Now that's very important. So if you have other companies, you can just switch from company 1 to company B, right? And all on mobile, right? So, and this all for you 1 year is completely free. Even, you can track your colleagues, your expenses. So people can just click here. You can review the expenses, claim filed. These are claims like by your staff, can be entertainment or whatever. And then you can say, approve or rejected here. You can check the claim, right? It's OCR enabled. So you take a picture, you get the data in, right? So all this, you can do it from the, on your mobile app straight away without logging in or whatever. And this mobile app is completely integrated with our backend. Right? So what we are offering right now is this Deskera Sales plus Deskera Books, 5 users license each. You may use it for your accounting, or you may just use it for tracking inventory or generating your sale, purchase, or even managing your expenses. Right? As my colleague mentioned, you can write to us at hello.deskera.com or give us a call. And we will be free. Will be giving you a copy of that, and we'll also help you in onboarding. Right? I think we got a limited time. I think Chris, should we go to Q&A?
Sure. Let's probably go into the Q&A right now.
Yeah. Chris, I've read through a few questions and I can maybe start taking a few because there are many repeated questions.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think probably we just go with the flow. I think the first one is pretty good question. I think more on the professional services side. Probably we might want to just take the first one.
So Chris, I'm happy to take that. I'm saying that there are a lot of questions that are repeated. So the big chunks can I take together? I've read through, so I can take the big chunks and answer
Okay.
that. Okay.
Sure.
So guys, there are a lot of questions. Chris, you can start my video. There are questions on what happens after the first year. So, Deskera's subscription is not a lot, for the 5-user license that we're offering free, you can go to our website and check the pricing. It's $100 per month. It's not, so you, after 1 month, you switch to our normal pricing. Now, the second question is a lot of people are asking about e-invoicing in particular. Now, e-invoicing grant you can get as long as, the software that you are using e-invoicing on is approved. So Deskera is approved. If you move from QuickBooks, a lot of people are asking if we move from software A to Deskera, are we eligible? Yes. If you move from any software and you have not claimed the grant before, if you've claimed the grant in any software, obviously you can't because it's based on your UEN number. If you move from any software to Deskera, A, we will help you move. B, we are building a lot of connectors, especially for QuickBooks and the major software, Xero and QuickBooks. So that itself will help you move. And B, yes, you can claim the grant. And if you want to learn more about the grant, you can either contact us or just Google IMDA invoicing grant. You'll see it's called ERG, Stay Healthy, Go Digital. They are doing a lot of webinars on this as well. So you will easily understand what it is. But bear in mind, it's a one-time $200 grant. It's not like every time you use it. Okay, now people are asking about accounting on ERP. Now, Sanjay has answered a lot of those questions, I assume, where this is not just an accounting system. It's more of, it allows you to do all the inventory, warehousing, payments. There are questions on what banks can we connect. So we can connect to 500 banks, more than 500 banks across the world. All the major banks that you bank with here in Singapore, DBS, UOB, etc. They're all, you can connect directly and do automatic account reconciliation. So you're doing your transactions in our system. The money is flowing in your bank. You can connect your bank, and your statement will flow into our system, and then you can reconcile in the system itself directly to make sure that what's in the books is what's in your bank. If you want to learn which banks can be connected, you can obviously look at our website. But even if you're doing business outside Singapore, US, Europe, wherever, we have a lot of banks that are already connected in this. It's a big feature that we are giving to our customers.
Temple, just a note on this connection with the banks, right? When you say having a connection, what does it really mean actually?
Okay, what connection means is, like, let's say you have 3 bank accounts to do different things. One bank account with DBS to do payroll, one bank accounts with, let's say, UOB to let your customers pay into that account, and one bank account where you pay your suppliers, maybe HDFC or something. So what will happen during the setup of the software is, we will set up like digital connections between your bank and Deskera. So you have to go and log in with your online password of your bank, so that you give us the permission to pull your account, pull your data feed, which is your statement feed from the bank. Right? That is what I mean by connect. Otherwise, you would have to go to your bank online, download your statements, and then reconcile manually. Right? In our case, you can reconcile everything within the software. That is what I mean by connect with your bank. So you don't have to leave the software to do it, basically. Okay. There are questions about, yeah, I think more or less I've covered a lot. Sanjay, do you see anything? Yeah, I mean, this free offer that we are giving, it has nothing to do with any grant. This is from Deskera's side, guys. So if you are subscribing because you attended this webinar, we'll give you a 5-user license for 1 year, right? And after that is the regular pricing, which I just told you is $99 per month. And it has nothing to do with grants. Your grants quota will not get affected because of that. The e-invoicing grant, of course, is from IMD. It's not from us. Okay. Now, Chris,
right.
specifically,
I can see Tanvi, 2-3 questions. Like, Paul is asking, can we set up a subsidiary company under head office license? Yes, true. It's a multiple company. You can maintain as many companies as you want. Costs for Deskera after 1 year. We have the pricing. We are very transparent. There's a pricing on the website. You can go and check it out. But obviously, this is a difficult time, so that's why we are giving this free. Obviously, on top of that, you are getting e-invoicing grant. We will also help you in setup. So we are not charging you a single cent, even for not only for the software or the hosting, but even for the setup. So we'll help you also on that. Diana is asking whether the sales is also linked with inventory and warehouse management system. Yes. So whatever you do, even if you're entering a sales invoice, it updates your inventory, it updates your balance sheet and P&L. Everything you can just do at a click of a button. Yes, some anonymous person is asking, can we create a different users with different access? Yes, that is there. So salespeople can have access to certain features, and finance people can have access to certain features, right? Another question is like, sorry, I'm going a bit fast because we have less timing. So if you need more clarifications, you can put it there. Somebody's asking whether we need to include payroll, marketing expenses, taxes, all these included in Deskera Books. Yes. Deskera Books provides you a complete accounting, right? Including your expense, tax calculations, banks, your GST, everything is there. So you don't need to
Sanjay, okay, Sanjay, on this note, right, I think people are just confused. They say, I think they're just wanting to clarify, is this just a financial system or is it an ERP system?
Okay, yeah. So ERP, Chris, is a very much abused word. So what I will say is that yes, it is software. Accounting is one part of it, but obviously there is a sale and purchase and inventory and taxes and banks. All of this is a part of it, right?
And warehouse.
And warehousing. And CRM also is another part of the software, which we call as Deskera Sales, because before you bring in money, obviously you have to engage your potential partners, or you have to prospects, and you have to nurture them, and you have to follow up with them. That all is handled by our product called Deskera Sales. Right?
Yeah.
Now, some of the people are asking, is this similar to QuickBooks or Xero? Now, obviously, I would not like to comment on Xero or QuickBooks because some of them are our competitors. But again, we do a lot more than them because we give you a very good mobile app that is missing. A lot of people miss that point. And secondly, we do much more than accounting, right? Because these softwares are typically accounting softwares. But in our case, you will get advanced inventory. You will get barcodes, for example, right? Or warehousing, multiple warehouses. So that all you can do it in the system. And so our idea is that all the SMEs should be become more productive. So you can even just use our CRM if you want to, and then you can see. Now, this is free for 1 year. After 1 year, obviously, it's per user per month kind of a pricing. The pricing is on our website. So what we are offering is 5 user, as I said, for Deskera Sales and 5 user for Deskera Books. And the email is, you can contact us at hello, HELLO, let me spell it out for you, hello@deskera.com. Just provide us your company name, your registration name, administrator email, and phone number. That's it.
What I'm seeing in a lot of questions, Chris, is like on the homepage of our desktop, all pricing is very transparent. You can one user, because people are asking 1 user, 3 user, 5 user. It's all there, guys, because we're happy to answer it because but time is limited. Yep. So you can even see what Bank Connect means. You can even see, so we're putting it more and more on our website. But whatever people are asking is already there. Yep. Any specific question, Chris, that you think we need to answer here?
Okay, so basically, I think for the audience over here, right, not to worry, keep your questions coming in. So at the end of the day, right, I will send the questions over to Deskera. So when they disseminate the deck, they can also include the answers for the Q&A within the deck itself. So everybody will be able to receive. So just keep your questions coming. So I think on my side, I just want to address a few questions just for a quick discussion. So I think on the note, I saw one questions, right, that you can see that people saw the warehousing, the stuff and that. So they feel that it's very like trading style kind of style. So I think there's a question for more like professional services kind of firms, right? How can they also leverage on Descara system actually?
Yeah, Chris. See, for professional services companies, like service companies, they don't need inventory, right? But
Yep.
typically, again, they will need their accounting, or they will need to keep track of their clients using our CRM tool, right? They still need to plan for their cash flow. They still need to check their balance sheet and P&L. So typically, they can use all the complete product except for maybe inventory or warehousing.
Okay. Okay. So there's one question that is actually on the business model actually. So as you can see, supply chains are currently disrupted. So from your experience, right, how can a robust system help to mitigate certain risks as business are likely to move from just-in-time business model to a stockist model? So you know that these two models are very distinct, and if you don't do it well, right, I think there could be a lot of risk involved. So any thoughts from your side after advising a lot of customers?
So here I will say that, look, if you are, obviously you can't do just in time now, because as you mentioned, the production lines are disrupted, you need to stock. And that is why it becomes more important for you to keep track of your inventory properly, right? So how much stock you have, how much you think is going to sell in the next 2 months or 3 months, what is the restock level, so those all parameters, you can't do it manually. That is why you need an efficient system. Yeah. Back orders, drop shipment. So these are all the things that can all be digitized, using our software. You can see the trends, which product is selling, top selling product versus a product which is not moving. Maybe certain products have an expiry date, right? So you can even track that, batch number and expiry. So all these things obviously will change now, because earlier people were using, just in time. Okay, next month I have got to sell. I can just buy today, and I can kind of I'll have a lean inventory. Now that lean inventory model, obviously for some time, till the time everything is back on track. So you need a very robust inventory system if you're managing inventory, and that Descara can help you.
Denver, anything to add?
So I think what I would suggest people to think about is how is their business model changing, right? If they are doing, and it's not just from the supply chain side, it's also like think from how you're going to reach your customer side. So both, right? Like solving the supply side is slightly easier. I mean, it's still very difficult, but the customer side is very difficult. Your customers have fundamentally shifted to a very different space now, right? And you have to meet them where they are and in the ways that they are now going to be met, right? And you can't be doing things piecemeal. That is why our value proposition of having everything integrated, like a CRM is integrated to our ERP is integrated, to our mobile and everything, makes it a very, very compelling use case for everybody now.
Understand. Okay, so I think I'm going to because we're running out of time. So I'm going to just last one question, because June is the time whereby the digital bank license will be given out, right? So I think with a lot of these things like e-invoicing and stuff, right? So I mean, digital banks, when they come in, some of them they are standalone, they don't have the banking history. So how do you think all this going e-invoicing for SMEs is going to help in their engagements with all these digital banks moving forward? Especially cash flow is going to be tight over the next few months.
Yeah, I mean, see where you do banking and how how you manage your cash flow are two separate things. What I can tell you is that we are on top of our game on the fintechs, right? So I mean, most of these founders are very close to us. So anybody whatever people will get into digital licenses, we'll integrate their services within our system. Like we'll allow you to do all the payments, etc. From within our system. I was sending, right, you can attach links to get paid. Whatever digital banking licenses will come, we'll work with those guys to give you those capabilities within our system. And that is where, again, you want to be working with somebody who's dedicated to Singapore, who's dedicated to the region, helping SMEs in the region, because we are the ones who will solve it first, along with the banks and digital providers. So not to worry about that. We'll sort it out as soon as we are already in talks with the people who are likely to get it, and we'll work with them to make digital banking available within Descara.
Okay, thanks, Denver, for addressing that. So I think we are the last thing. So I think I just want to touch on one question that was mentioned by one of the audience, especially we are on a cloud, right? So there was this question to say, since all the company details are in the system, may I know how secure is your system?
Yeah.
Any external
Right.
parties are allowed to access them?
Not really, Chris. Obviously, we take security very, very seriously. So we have partnered with Amazon. We use Amazon servers, and so we don't have our own cloud infrastructure, obviously. So we partner with Amazon, and we use Amazon.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody should have a doubt on
Yeah.
kind of certifications and
Yeah.
security aspects that Amazon takes care of.
They have 37 certifications, and they work with government as well as the banking systems, right? So that's why we decided we'll not do it ourselves. We'll let somebody who does it much better than us do it for us. So not to worry about, nobody can access anything other than you. It's far beyond those days of cloud security.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Tanvir. So we've come to the end of the session. So pertaining to today's theme, right, on building a digital business for a post-COVID world, what are your final thoughts? Probably Sanjay, you want to share first before we hand over to Tanvir? Last thoughts.
So basically, as I said, a lot of people are still, they do not adopt digital tools, which will help them remain competitive. Now, see, this is the time we can differentiate ourselves from our competition. And how do we do that? Is to do things faster and better. Right? So use digital tools. I'll encourage everybody to start using and don't take it lightly. You know, it really gives you a lot of competitive edge because you can plan better. And everybody understands that computer work way faster than humans. Yeah. Right? So digitize in this period. And you have a lot of time on your hands right now. And I think this is the best time because you will be surprised how many people were caught unawares. We have data from multiple countries in the region where we operate. Everybody, suddenly had to sit at home and they could not even raise invoices. They can't check their bank balances. So, ultimately it was a kind of a shock to them. Right? In fact, our inquiries have increased fourfold during this period. Right? So I will say going cloud is the way, is the future. And the faster you embrace it, the better competitive you will be.
Tanvir?
Yeah, my final thoughts are in continuation of Sanjay, right? Like, now don't get too bogged down by digital. There's just too many things going on in digital also. I mean, what I tried to do in my presentation was to try make, and this I'm copying from Chris, make digital simple for our SMEs. So just think of 3 areas, unless your business is in a certain industry when you need to think more. Just think of your 3 areas of your business. Number 1 is, think about your customers. How are you going to reach to them digitally, and you can use whatever tools you want. Number 2 is think about, your own finance, cash flow, supply chain stuff, etc. And number 3 is think about how you're going to make your employees more productive. Now that things are not going to come back to normal, even when they open in June, you will not be working in offices, at least not all of you. So how do you still work productively? Just if you solve these 3 things for your business, you're set for 2020 and you're well ahead of others in 2021.
Thank you, Tanvir. Thank you, Sanjay. So we've come to the end of the session. I think I like what Tanvir mentioned right at the end. I think business is definitely not going to be as usual. I think one of the main reasons is because we are all going to be not all going back to office. I think we're still in DOSCON orange. So I think this is something that we have to be very mindful to only allow people who are essential to go back to the office to work. But for the rest of us, we probably have to actually slowly, progressively move back to the office space. So with that, we come to the end of the session. Thank you for joining us this morning. Sorry, we overrun quite a bit. So we have a few more webinars coming up this week. So do feel free to join us. The QR code is actually on the screen right now. So if you have not registered, feel free to register for this week as well as for next week. So once again, I'd like to thank Sanjay and Tanvir from Deskara for joining us in today's webinar. Thank you so much for your insightful sharing. So with that, goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you for the opportunity, Chris.
Thanks.